All right, welcome to the first ever installment of Low Key S.M.E. I'm your host, Sean. Today I have a pretty cool guest on, my guy Harrison. We go way back, elementary school, in fact. So,
Yep.
um, with that being said, like I said, this is the first episode where we're going to get to know different people with different backgrounds, different professions, kind of pick their brain as to how they got there and what motivated them to get where they are today. So that being said, Harrison, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, as much as you want, as little as you want. There's no really specific time frame on this, so yeah, just let us know about yourself.
Awesome. First of all, appreciate you for having me, especially being the first guest. It's an honor. Like you're saying, we go all the way back to elementary school. I think you're the first person who I think we really fueled each other's kind of like sports addiction just growing up. Me being a Steelers fan, you being a Broncos fan. That's when I first kind of learned how to trash talk within elementary school because of you. But so, but other than that, yeah, I'm born and raised Colorado Springs. Didn't really have a too crazy of a life growing up. Just was really into sports. I have an older brother, a younger sister. My mom's from England, dad's from Pittsburgh. That's why I'm a Steelers fan. Yeah, and just born and raised Colorado Springs, and I've seen the city grow from the small town that it was, at least when I was younger. Not very much traffic, not very much building or big businesses here, and I was able to watch it grow into the big city that it is today, and it's only been getting bigger from this point on.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I'm up in Denver now, and whenever I go home, like to visit or whatever, there's like five new businesses open that I didn't even see get constructed. It's like it's blowing
Yeah.
up like crazy.
Yeah, things are popping up everywhere here, especially like we're really expanding as a city, like Falcon, Colorado Springs, Falcon, Fountain, Mesa. That's all kind of starting to like morph into one city because since we have the beautiful view of Pikes Peak here, no one grows vertically, so everything's going horizontally. So we're really expanding out east and whatnot. So
Right.
in 10, 15 years, this place is going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, no.
I've heard predictions that we're actually supposed to be bigger than Denver within the next like 20 to 30 years, just because of all the space that we have and like just all the potential to grow outwards here. So I know a lot of big businesses like Amazon are coming here. We have a developer from I believe Dallas who just moved here to try and make old Colorado City a little bit better and kind of get it more tourists to go there. And then also down outside of the Broadmoor area, there's this area called Ivy Wild where there's going to be people coming to develop that area as well. Kind of, I think their goal is to kind of make it San Antonio Riverwalk kind of situation out there, kind of have more so of a strip with some restaurants for people to go out and enjoy themselves.
Nice, yeah. Because when I think of Denver, I think of everything already in place, already built, not much room to like expand. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, so why don't you just tell us a little bit about, I guess, like life after high school, because that's when everyone usually gets going. So maybe your college journey, and kind of how that took you to where you are today.
Yeah, so out of high school, I actually went to college here in Colorado on a football scholarship. I was at that school for a year. It wasn't the right place for me. And so I decided to come back home to Colorado Springs for a semester and kind of get my head on straight, kind of figure out what I wanted to do with life. And I ultimately came to the decision that I was done with sports. And then about 2 or 3 weeks before the second semester was going to get started, there was a coach out in California who contacted me and asked me to come out there and play ball for them out there. So I was like, you know what? I've never put myself in an uncomfortable situation before. Being born and raised in Colorado Springs, I always just had this niche. I just knew a lot of people from not even just my school, but other schools. So I was really always very comfortable with where I was at. And so once this opportunity presented itself, I thought it'd be pretty cool to move out to a whole new city and kind of just start life all over again and have no one really know who I am and whatnot. And so that's what I decided to do. I was out there for a few years. Loved it, loved the people I met, loved the city. I was up in Chico, California. Um, and in all honesty, slowly I saw my life going downhill a little bit. I got caught up in the college scene. And so eventually I had to just make the decision that if I actually wanted to do some of my life, I had to take myself out of that environment at that point. And so I came back came back to Colorado Springs, and just kind of get my head on straight again. Not even just to figure out what I want to do with life, just kind of take a deep breath because there's a bunch of stuff that happened out in California, and I knew someone in real estate out here, so I started talking to them a little bit. And everyone puts in your mind from a young age that if you want to be successful and want to do big things in life, you need to go to college and get a degree. I agree with that to a certain extent. If you're passionate about what you want to do and you're ready to put in the work, then anything's possible for you. And that's who I am. I'm not a very book smart person. I'm people smart. I love interacting with people, and if I'm passionate about what I'm doing, then it's just kind of second nature to me. So that's why I eventually fell in love with real estate and thought this was the right move for me.
Right. And like I kind of agree with you to that point because like I'm on my 5th year of college right now, getting ready to wrap up finally.
Yeah,
And I don't feel like I necessarily learned like a whole lot. Like honestly, like there it got to a point where my classes were repetitive and I was like, all right, well, I just learned this last year. And so no, yeah, it is interesting to see kind of the world transition to that because previously it's like, yeah, if you don't have a college degree, like what are you doing? And now it's like
exactly.
people can go on to much bigger and better things um, without a degree. So when or like what does the process look like for like realtors and real estate? Like when did you start and like how long does it take and what does that process look like?
Yeah, so I started talking to one of my good friends who was already doing real estate a little bit, just because I saw she was thriving with it, and I was like, oh, this kind of seems cool. Like, never really thought about real estate too much until she started doing it. In all honesty, so once I started talking to her a little bit more about it, I eventually got enrolled in the classes. And there's several ways you can do your classes. You can just have the book sent to you, and you study on yourself, and you take these quizzes. And then once you pass those quizzes, then you schedule through the state to take a national exam and a state exam, and you have to pass both those in order to receive your license. Um, so I ordered the books online. The content was way too dry for me. I didn't know anything about real estate at the time. And so I eventually upgraded into live classes. I'm a really hands-on learner. And so I upgraded those live classes, and those classes were about a month long. It was like every day. It was 5 days a week for like a month, something like that. And then took the national state exam. And then I actually started off with a different company before the company I was at right now. And then eventually transitioned to the company that I'm with right now. And ever since then, it's really been taking off.
That's awesome. That's so it doesn't sound like it's too like I mean it's kind of tedious but not too tedious to where it's like overwhelming. It seems like it's kind of
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people get their real estate license just because it's a nice thing to have. We have over 5,000, I believe it's around 5,000 realtors in the Pikes Peak region, and about 90% of transactions are done by 10% of agents. And so a lot of people just have their license to have their license and think that the business is a lot different than what it actually is. There's like a crazy statistic, like 87% of real estate agents quit within the first year in real estate, just because it's honestly nothing like you expect that you'd expect it to be. A lot of people get their license think that people are going to be just hitting them up all the time, like, hey, I want to buy a house. Hey, I want to buy a house. But it's not like that at all. It's really a grind. You got to know how to follow up with people. You got to know how to be on top of your stuff. And there's just so many different things that go into it that I never could have anticipated. But luckily, I'm under some good leadership, so that's why I've been able to thrive and make some steps forward in it.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I didn't really think about that either. I guess my final question is, and I'm going to ask this to every guest, like where do you see yourself? Like where do you want to go if you're not already there? So like what is your ultimate goal in life right now?
Like real estate wise, or just like all together, or
It,
both?
it,
I can do
it could be
both.
both. So like if you're not already
Uh,
where you're at or where you want to be, what's the next step? Or if you're already there, like what's your ultimate goal at that level?
yeah, yeah. I've thought about that sometimes, but I'm a firm believer it's all about progress and not perfection. And the way I at least work is when I have this big picture in mind, and that's like I get tunnel vision. I'm like, that's where I need to go, and that's what I want. That's when things don't really go well for me. But if I just kind of break it down smaller, focus on the small steps, then the big things come. And so I don't really wake up in the morning and think like, oh, this is my goal for real estate. This is my goal for real estate. I'd say this next coming up year, just with me finally getting settled and everything. My 23rd birthday, I turned 23 on Tuesday, and so this next, my full age of 23, I'm trying to be the #1 realtor in Colorado under the age of 25, and so that's my real estate goal. Obviously, I just want to grow the business. I'm not really in it for awards. Like there's the best reward about this business is helping a family accomplish home ownership, because when you're at the closing table and the family's just smiling, especially when they didn't think it was ever a possibility for them. There's nothing as rewarding as seeing that, and it just brings fulfillment to me. But I'd say my ultimate big goal is eventually I want to retire relatively early. I just want to put in the work right now, from now until I'm maybe like 50 years old, buy a couple houses. Just owning real estate is one of the smartest things you can do. Once you pay off the houses, it's just free money coming in every month once you rent it out. It's called mailbox money. But I want to make my own like organization or something like that that helps out. My father passed away freshman year of high school, and luckily enough, I have a really strong mom who was able to kind of get her still guide me in life. But a lot of kids either don't have the privilege of meeting their father at all and having them throughout their life, or losing them at a young age. So I want to kind of be in some kind of leadership role. I'll have kids come into my club and kind of teach them how to be a gentleman. Always open the car door for a girl. Always hold the door for some girl. Always use your manners. Always look a man in the eye when they shake their hands, and just kind of teach them those kind of skills that sometimes get lost when you don't have a father figure in your life.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just the kind of guy where like my goals don't really. It feels a lot better when I help someone else out versus when it's kind of all about me. Like that's just when I'm happiest, when I'm helping someone else out. So it would be awesome to have something like that going on and being able to look over something like that, change some lives.
and I think that's awesome too, because like I just recently lost my father as well, and like obviously I'm older now. Like it happened this past fall, but like I didn't know what to do, where to go. So if you can help mentor younger people with that, I think that'd be awesome.
Exactly, and that I got lucky enough knowing one of our family friends who helped me through it because he went through a similar situation. But having someone to go to and talk to, especially if they've gone through the same thing, means a lot. And just kind of getting stuff explained to you, not even just like even gentleman skills, just like understanding the situation. Someone told me like when it was all going down with my dad, that like just be thankful for the time that you had with him instead of mourning his loss. Just be happy for that time, move forward, live for him. And so you kind of put that in their head at a young age, I think that they'll be able to handle the situation a lot better moving forward.
Right. Yeah. I think that would be awesome and very beneficial. Um, a question that just like came up real quick was like, how has COVID kind of impacted like your job or like your market? Have you seen a big hit, or is it like affecting how you do
Uh,
business?
Yeah, business definitely slowed down quite a bit, especially over this past month. At one point, showings were completely stopped. We couldn't go out and show homes at all. They're slowly starting to pick up now, but we really took the time. My company is very like family oriented, and so we didn't really think about it too much as like, oh, business is slowing down. Like kind of went into panic mode. We really just had the mindset like, hey, like let's reach out to everyone we know. Let's reach out to all our clients, people that we know, and see if we can help out in any way possible during these times. So I never really thought about it business wise. I was just trying to see if anyone needed help because obviously a lot of families have been affected by it. But yeah, things are picking up now. My company predominantly works with a lot of military families in PCS season, which is permanent change of station, where families will move from base to base, have been getting pushed back. So once the floodgates open, it's going to be a wild rush for the year.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. And I feel like whenever I see your social media, I feel like you get some pretty sick like closing gifts.
Oh yeah, so my company actually works with this gentleman who makes these big old wooden Colorado USA flags. He's a veteran who makes those flags. We love supporting our veterans and local businesses. It's all about just going that extra mile for the clients. It's just like I said, just seeing the smile on their face. Like they don't expect the real estate agents to hook them up the way we like hook people up. So it feels great to see it. And you just got to be different, you know. Like being a real estate agent, it's like making a new burger shop on the same street as McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and like that. You got to find a way to be different, really stick out. And that's one of my favorite things about this business. It's kind of the business of if you want to make it to the top, you got to be making your own lane, always forward, never straight.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because like I said, I'm at the end of my college career, and I don't even know what I want to do. Like I don't even know if I want to
Yeah.
be in sport anymore, doing sport management. So
I mean, I never knew I wanted to be in real estate. That's the reason why I eventually dropped out of college, because I was like, I'm not going to keep on paying this large amount of money to get a degree that I have no idea what I want to be in. And I lost sleep about it. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what to do. And once it finally came, it's just like I've never looked back.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully that happens with me. We'll figure
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. But
yeah, no doubt it will.
yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Broncos go to the Steelers week 2.
I
We might
know,
have to
I
have a
know,
friendly little wager on that.
I know. I'm trying to go out there for the game. I'm stoked for it. I think you look good in black and gold, so maybe yeah, I'll ship you up a jersey and you can throw it on for the day if well
Nah.
not if but when we get the dub.
Yeah, we'll have a friendly wager and see what happens.
Good deal. I'm all for it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the time. Hope all is well. Keep grinding. It's pretty cool to see like what you're doing because, like I said, I'm still in school, but to see you out in like the real world already and just like putting in work is pretty cool.
Sweet, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm happy to be here and thanks again for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. That was the first episode of Low Key S.M.E. That's the first of many in a series where we hope, like I said, to have um, people from just different professions and kind of see how they grind and why they chose the path that they're on. So stay tuned and have a good day.